What's going on, everybody? Today's March 24th, and we're in the middle of this coronavirus pandemic. So it's given me some time to pull out the collection and play around with some watches, and I figured I'd do a video. And so I'll compare this in the day Bethune and kind of get your opinion on which one you guys like. So this is the Urwerk 105CT Maverick. So the Maverick is the one with the bronze case here on the top. It is titanium on the bottom. This is the standard way of telling time for Urwerk. In a lot of their watches, where right now it's 12:45, 12:46. So the hour starts here at 0 and then it goes all the way around the bottom here. You'll see a power reserve there, and then over here is a running seconds. I think it rotates once every 3 minutes, which is odd, but it's Urwerk, so why not? The cool thing with the 105 CTs is you can open the top here and really get a good look at what's going on within the movement. So these are sort of satellite hours. So you got these, you got the three of hours on each satellite disc, and then if you pull out the crown, you can see how the hours rotate around. So you'll see it's now 1 o'clock, and then your next hour is up here. So you'll see, I think that's a 9 coming around the top here, but by the time it gets down here, it's rotated. So there's the 10, and there's the 2. So now it's 2 o'clock, et cetera, et cetera. So it goes all the way around 2:30, and the next one comes around, and so on and so on. So I've done some time-lapse videos of this thing moving. It's just such a cool watch. So the detail that they put into this is really amazing. When you think about it. So I'll put it back to the right time here. So on this, you have the running seconds. You have this honeycomb pattern here. All the red and the colors. It is a stop second, so put it back in, see it running. You have the power reserve over here. So that little metal bar is the power reserve. It goes down, as you run out of power. I think it's 36-hour power reserve, if I remember right. Which isn't all that long, but considering everything that the movement has to do, it's definitely acceptable. But again, the detail that goes into this, Martin Frey's one of the owners and the designer of these. He designed this as like this Art Deco look, from like buildings in New York City, and it's just a really cool design. It's not a small watch, so it's 54 millimeters from lug to lug, I think it's 39.5 across, and 17.2 thick. So it's again, it's not a small watch, but what really surprised me is how small it is compared to when I saw it in videos or on pictures. Really, any of the Urwerks, they look bigger than they actually are. So if you look at it, compared to like a Rolex, for instance, I mean, sure, it's bigger, but it's not oversized. Yes, it's thick, but again, it's not overly thick. So it's completely wearable. And I had lunch. I was invited to a lunch with Martin and Phil Ogle, who's the U.S. Representative for Urwerk. And that's when I saw a couple of these and realized that they are wearable. They're not as large as they look in pictures. And again, I was just blown away by all the details that go into this. When you turn it over, you'll see this is limited to 22. So that's a little brass plate. There's only 22 of the Urwerk Mavericks. These are turbines, so you see Urwerk 105 there. You see T control, so that's the turbine control. As the watch moves, you see the turbines move, and that's running the rotor on the inside, which is really cool. And then if you're going to do something strenuous, you can sort of shut it down a little bit. So that's kind of halfway, and then you can completely turn it off. and now the turbines don't move and the rotor doesn't move. These are also loomed. The whole watch is loomed. These are loomed. Not sure why, but it's pretty cool either way. The crown is awesome. I mean, a lot of the Urwerks have this giant crown, which is just really cool. And let's see what else. The strap, gaiter, and calfskin on the bottom. It's got a great buckle, which is also titanium. And that's the Urwerk 105CT Maverick. Awesome watch. Love wearing this watch. It's definitely a love it or hate it. People say that it's their favorite watch, and other people say it's the worst watch they've ever seen. So that's that. And now we'll look at the Bethune. So this is the Bethune DB28 black matte. This is the case that comes with it, which is just awesome. The Bethunes are just, again, really, really cool watches. Both Bethune and Urwerk make about 150 watches a year. So small companies and just making art. If you look at these, it's less about time telling it and more about art. And so the Bethune is definitely a smaller watch. So I think it's 11 millimeters thick. And I want to say it's 42.7 if I remember right, circumference. And then the articulating lugs come in different sizes. So this is the small, they have medium and large. And the lugs are what really make it extremely comfortable, because it just really hugs the wrist when you put it on. The Cote de Genève on the front here, everything's polished to a T. It's just amazing. Triple parachute shock system, so it's extremely shock absorbent. The balance spring is their own design, their own patent. Their balance wheel is their own patent. The balance wheel is a silicone disc, so believe it or not, that's a balance wheel that's moving back and forth right now, even though you can't really see it because it's just a flat disc. The outside of the disc is white gold, so it has no sort of air resistance. I guess it's aerodynamic, if you will. And they stopped using this because I think people, if you're going to put the movement on the dial side, people wanted to see it moving, and I guess you really can't see the disc moving even though it is. So they put more traditional looking balance wheel on their newer watches. This is a 3D moon phase. Right now you'll see it in between. So you see half of it black, half of it high polished silver. I believe if you set it and let it run, it'll run for 122 years, which is pretty awesome for a moon phase. The way that this catches light is amazing. So you have the all the jewels and the Cote de Genève, the railroad sort of track on the outside in the white. It has a lot of depth to it, and it's just a really, really cool watch and a really comfortable watch to wear. It is zirconium, so the case is zirconium. It's feather light. Extremely light watch. That's the pusher for the moon phase. The back is the power reserve, so you have your full power reserve mechanism there. Engine turn prolage on the back. It's just amazing. Even the back is just really done well. So 6-day power reserve, as you can see there, and then there also is that little silver thing there. That's another power reserve, so you can see the power reserve on the dial side as well. And that's it. That's the DB28 black matte zirconium. The strap gaiter on both sides, which makes it extremely comfortable. And then they even have this cool design on the buckle, which sort of mirrors the lugs. So those are two very small independent brands, very different watches. Two of my favorite to wear by far. So let me know what you think. Would you go with the DB28 or the Urwerk 105CT Maverick? hope everyone's safe, and take care.